There was one guy on Wipeout who died, but it had nothing to do. He just like had a brain aneurysm or something, and they brought him to the hospital, and he croaked there.
Nothing to do with Wipeout. Wipeout had nothing to do with it. ABC is completely cleared of any wrongdoing.
Although I
That's
wonder,
like the people who say my mom died on 9/11.
Yeah,
and you find out like she had a heart attack or something. It's like and she was in Brooklyn.
Yeah, no, that doesn't count.
Your mom did technically die on 9/11, but she does not get to claim it.
It's like having your birthday on Christmas.
Yeah.
It just sucks. Like, oh, man, my mom's death is totally overshadowed by that tragedy.
I'm working downtown with Benny on me. Tell me what's going on. Tell me what's going on. So listen up to Benny on me. Tell me what's going on. Tell me what's going on.
We just woke up from a dream. What?
Leave it.
Welcome back, everybody. We've been away.
We've been dreaming.
We've been dreaming. We've been on a vacation dream. What's the Kanye lyric? A God dream. This was a God dream.
This is a God dream.
I like a ice cream. And so I'm personally a little rusty, but I'm just going to work out all the heebie-jeebies.
I feel good. It's like I never left.
Damn, good for you. We got a riveting episode for you today. We're going to be talking all about Mr. Oh, thank you. I got to put my thing on the coaster. We're going to be talking about none other than MrBeast, all the controversy.
Wait, before we even get into that, I also want to say some housekeeping stuff.
Oh, yeah.
The first thing is a small amount of people are saying they're having an audio issue. We are having the most confusing time figuring it out, so we'd like your help figuring it out because we're playing it on Apple Podcasts. We're playing it on Spotify. We're playing it in our app. It sounds perfectly fine. We're asking other people to check on their phones. Everything sounds completely normal. So if you tell us where you're listening to it, because we are not experiencing that. So
yeah, maybe get your ears cleaned.
We'd love to help, but we just are not seeing it on our ends. And then I think that's mostly it. Oh,
tease it.
We've got a very special thing coming. We've been working on something for almost months at this point.
Almost months.
And I just want you to know we're so close to being able to share it with you. I'd like to say 1 week, probably 2 weeks, maybe 1 week if we can really figure it out. But stay tuned. Something cool is afoot.
Yeah.
At Ben and Emil headquarters.
Something cool is afoot. Something cool is a leg and an arm. So, Mr. Beef. God, my eye won't stop twitching. If you guys can see my eye twitch, no, you can't see it. It's imperceptible. I can feel it though. Oh my gosh.
He's stressed out. I asked him why, and he just said, just life.
It's just right here. Just this. And I thought it was ALS at first. And I Googled it. ALS eye twitch.
That's what happened to me. But it turned out it was just an eye twitch.
Wait, you Googled ALS eye twitch?
No. I was on, I think I talked about it on the show. I clicked on a subreddit I should not have clicked on, or a Reddit thread that said, what was something innocuous that actually turned out to be bad? And the first thing was my eye twitch turned out to be ALS or whatever. And I spiraled. And then turned out I wasn't getting enough sleep. I was a little stressed out. And
I have been sleeping like garbage. And also one of my fingers keeps sometimes going numb. And I'm like,
no,
cool.
That's ALS.
That's probably ALS. Yeah. Okay, Mr. Beef. We're going to be talking about Mr. Beef. Then we're going to have a big old market update with the rate cuts and all sorts of updates. It's going to be great. We got an absolutely jam-packed episode. But first, got to give a huge shout out to Sam in Sydney, Australia, and Liam. Sam in Sydney, Callum in Sydney. I was walking down the boardwalk in Bondi Beach, first day there, and this guy comes up and he goes, "Excuse me, do you have a podcast?" And I was like, "Yeah." And I grabbed my friend Dan. I was like, Dan, come here. Hey, man, say that again. And it was just fun. So I wanted to give them a shout out. And also the comment of the week goes out to Liam, who...
Same guy?
No, different guy.
How many Liams are there?
Well, Callum. I meant to say Callum first.
Okay.
Callum's a cool guy. But Liam said, I survived neurosurgery, and all I got was this lousy comment of the week, which was very prescient because he did get the comment of the week. And he did survive neurosurgery. And
Big
I
ups to Liam.
was talking to
Big
him
ups to Liam.
talking to him in the DMs. He sent me a photo of his bandaged ass head. So, hey, Liam, quit faking it. All right? I know you're faking
No,
it.
milk it for all it's worth.
Yeah, milk it for all it's worth, but also quit faking it, dude. You're going to be fine. He better be fine. So everybody press, what do they say on the internet? Press
F for...
yeah. What is it? Respect? Press F to pay respects to Liam. All right, man. We're also going to have a great bonus, benandemilshow.com. I've got a great poop story from my trip.
Well,
and I know, but it's too good not to share.
And sometimes he just cannot beat the poopy pee-pee allegations.
Can you do it for me?
The poo pee-pee allegations?
I don't know how you do it, man. I don't know how you do it so fast. Okay, Mr. Beef. Oh, love him, hate him. Mr. Beef is
Mostly
everywhere.
hate him.
Mostly hate him. And I figured out what it is.
I'll tell you what, I feel
what?
I feel vindicated. I mean, how long have I been saying there's something off about this fucking guy?
It's that he doesn't smile with his eyes.
No, it's that he's making people do weird stuff for money, and it's really unsettling.
I saw this. There was a guy who was like, in light of the MrBeast controvery, I'm gonna undo all those kids whose blindness he cured. It was pretty good.
But I mean, it's not. It wasn't that hard to see, right? The guy watched the Netflix show Squid Games and was like, "Yeah, I want to do that.
Yeah,
I want to do that. We won't kill him. We'll come close."
Yeah, we'll get to that, but let's start with the beginnings of these of his controversy. So first, a few months ago, in July 21st, I believe, nobody's sure the exact day. There was a bunch of accusations against his friend and collaborator, this Ava Chris Tyson, and it was just a bunch of lewd messages that she exchanged with a fan. The fan at the time was 13, and Ava was 20. And it took place 8 years ago. It's interesting that it came out because as I was reading, this fan has come out and said, like, I'm totally fine. I don't think it was, I'm not scarred. There was no grooming or anything. It was just kind of weird and I'm totally fine about it. But still, she stepped down and Mr. Beef said he was going to hire a private investigator to investigate that. Which is like, what investigative squad is for hire for that kind of shit?
They've got Dick Tracy on the case.
Did you ever sing that? Did you guys have Dick Tracy, the smelly guy?
No.
You didn't, that wasn't an East Coast thing?
No.
It must have not got past the Rockies.
It couldn't get past the Mississippi.
So that happened, and that was kind of a thing. Then you had a few months ago, you had an anonymous former employee come out and say that Mr. Beef's whole operation is just designed to, quote, excite and entice children, and that most of it is staged.
Which is not an extremely damning allegation.
No.
It's like, okay.
Yeah, but I think he was going along the lines of it's extremely...
But I mean, everything he does is that, right? He's constantly changing his thumbnails to see what can get kids to click it the most. All of his his food empire is just all about tricking kids into buying shitty food.
Getting babies to buy your chocolate.
Yeah.
It's just for babies.
His whole thing is for babies.
It's yeah. And I think that anonymous former employee only worked there for a month or two, if I remember correctly. But still, it's... It started to, nothing was sticking, and not like anything's still sticking now. But then
I would say the latest
thing is
latest thing with Amazon, is a quite damning look into how he operates.
Yeah, for me, the biggest thing was the old videos that came out of him dropping the F slur and the N word. Did you see those?
Yeah, but for me, that's like he was a teenager on the internet. That's
True,
what,
and he's just trying to be an edgelord.
That's what teenage boys do.
Yeah, they do that. That is what teenage boys do. And if you're a teenage boy out there,
don't do it. Don't film yourself doing it.
Yeah. If you're going to do it, just don't film yourself doing it. And so, yeah, brings us up to where we are today. He's got this reality show with Amazon,
which is a big
coming
deal.
out.
I mean, I feel like so many YouTubers want to legitimize themselves by working with a legacy, or I mean, Amazon Media is not that new, but you know, he's working with a streaming service and getting a huge budget, and so they wanted to create Beast games.
Jesus Christ, which is funny because just as a quick aside, in his leaked like production Bible thing. Did you see that? His strategy guide for new employees, which I think was I think that was an intentional leak to try to distract from the controversy. Because, you know, you're someone of his caliber, you're going to be pulling all kinds of strings to try to distract and manipulate the narrative.
I think that's what part of the Lunchally thing is.
The Lunchally thing?
Thing.
Lunchally?
I wish I didn't say it.
Oh man, this guy, it's Lunchly.
Lunchly.
Which is a terrible name. It
I
doesn't
like Lunchally.
Lunchally, yeah, they should have put an
Check
I
out
in
this
there.
meal I'm eating. I'm eating it quite lunchily. If you
Ugh. But in that production thing, he says that he explicitly does not want to be or like work with Hollywood. He's just all about YouTube. So it's kind of funny that he's going out and
is it that funny, or is there just huge dollar signs,
huge amounts of cash?
Yeah. So he started working with Amazon MGM Studios to make Beast Games, a reality competition show in the mold of MrBeast's popular videos.
They started with 2,000 contestants.
Which it was supposed to be 1,000.
All the contestants thought that they were going to be competing among 999 other people, but then they found out that it was 1,999 other people.
For the grand prize of $5 million.
$5 million. The contestants were asked whether they'd be willing to be buried alive, shot into space, among other things, and had to sign releases saying that they would be fine if they died, got sick, or got injured in all sorts of ways, which, as it turns out, is quite standard in the game show world. Hey guys, we got to take a quick break to thank a sponsor of the show. It's MANDO. You might have heard of us talking about MANDO whole body deodorant at this point. And we first saw Dr. Shannon Klingman in ads. We saw MANDO on TV. And it's pretty remarkable stuff. You can use it on your whole body. Yes, your entire body. It's dermatologist tested and gentle on all your bits. It controls odor for 72 hours and clinically proven to do so. You can choose from 4 cologne quality scents or unscented, like I prefer if you want to get a little stealthy about it. And yeah, like I said, I use the unscented. What are you going for?
Look, I'm switching up on all these different
You're a
scents
bourbon
they got
leather type of guy,
because
aren't
they
you?
all smell so dang good. The bourbon leather, the Clover Woods, the Mount Fuji, the Pro Sport. And yeah, you know, we get some really hot summers here in LA, and we're probably gonna have a hot September and probably a hot October.
Yeah.
And there's nothing like having MANDO to count on to keep me smelling fresh up to 72 hours. All right.
I'm using the cleansing bar, the deodorant wipes after the gym sometimes if I got to go to the grocery store and I need to freshen up.
They've
a
got
little
you
bit,
covered
you know.
for whatever you need. They got the deodorant stick. They got the deodorant cream tube. They got the body wash, the cleansing bar, the deodorant wipes. All right.
So we got a special offer here. New customers get $5 off MANDO's best-selling starter pack with code BAES, BAES, at shopmando.com. And you know, folks, love this stuff. Love to smell good. Love to keep that odor under control. And like we said, 72 hours, man. Created by a doctor, it's American-made. What else do you need here? It's aluminum-free, baking soda-free, cruelty-free, dye-free, and vegan, clinically proven to control odor better than a shower with soap alone. Oh my God. So MANDO's starter pack is perfect for new customers. It comes with a solid stick deodorant, cream tube deodorant, 2 free products of your choice like the mini body wash and deodorant wipes, and free shipping. And we got that discount code to help you get hooked on your favorite smelling whole body deodorant on the market. New customers, like we said, get $5 off a starter pack with our exclusive code. That equates to over 40% off your starter pack. So use code BAES, B-A-E-S, at shopmando.com, shopmando.com. I auditioned to be on Wipeout one time. I didn't get it.
Why?
I don't know. I probably just.
But this is the thing. I always say this is why I don't like game shows in general. It's
You're always saying that you don't like game shows.
I've said it
in
on this show
general.
so many times. It's the reason like I don't like MrBeast. I hate the I hate the whole vibe of showing these heart-wrenching stories of this is what I'll do with the money. It's like, just give them the fucking money.
Yeah.
I mean, Christ. And
Yeah.
so in the article, they say, like many of the people who appear in MrBeast YouTube videos, some of the contestants said they needed the cash to pay for things like student loans and medical debt. After learning they would be competing against twice as many people, some said they felt that they had been misled about their odds of winning.
Yeah.
And it's just the whole thing is exploitative.
Yeah. It's a bummer.
But
So
that's not even the worst part.
what's the worst part?
I mean, the worst part is that they got there and it's a complete fucking disaster.
Yeah.
It's dangerous.
It was
They-
in Vegas where it was very
That's-
hot.
That's another worst part about it. It was in Vegas. But no, it's just they're not letting people have their medications.
Yeah. They had to check in all their stuff, including their medications, which is so stupid. Like, what is it going to give you a competitive advantage? Let the people keep their insulin and whatever they need.
I have no idea why they
Yeah.
would.
Well, that's part
I
of
also think they were just completely ill-equipped to handle
Yes.
2,000 people all at once. It's just Jimmy Donaldson, Mr. Like, what does this guy know about?
Yeah. So that's the part of the thing is this is the biggest, by far the biggest reality show undertaking ever. Which
I also
be,
will say Amazon probably is ill-equipped as well. It's very
Yeah.
funny.
Oh yeah,
So
and they
These
gave
are-
him free reign.
these are
All
not
right.
traditional media brands who have experience with live events.
Mhm.
Netflix is also trying their hand with live events and stuff like that.
They're doing
watched-
Squid Games, right? Aren't they doing like a live
Are
action?
they?
I think so. Yeah.
Well, they're doing sports stuff, and I watched. They did a Nadal versus Alcaraz tennis match, and it was so apparent that they were in over their head.
Really?
Things just when they tried to challenge points and stuff like that, it took forever. They would cut to weird things. It was one of the worst sports broadcasts I've ever
Wow.
watched.
Wait, was it like
They
a
just seem in over their head.
Netflix?
It was a complete exhibition match.
Gotcha.
They
Put on by Netflix.
put on by Netflix. I think it was called the Netflix Slam, which is a joke because it means nothing. And I think each player got paid so much money,
I'm sure.
obviously. But yeah, it was just they did not do a good job. And I think it's a really difficult thing to pull off.
Yeah.
But
Like my pants after a big buffet. It's a difficult thing to pull out. Yeah. So
just immediately giving up on it. Yeah.
So yeah, they gave everybody, I believe they gave them just like a toiletry bag and a sleeping bag, and they just said, all right, they were let loose inside this stadium where they mostly were shooting at night, so they're trying to like sleep and shit during the day. It wasn't happening. It was described as a shit show. Everybody, it was way too big, like you said. Crew was inexperienced.
There are so many quotes from this article that are just so insane. I can't.
Yeah.
But this one kind of made me laugh because they had this from a quote from a contestant. We signed up for the show, but we didn't sign up for not being fed or watered or treated like human beings. And I couldn't help it. I've never heard someone say they didn't water me.
Yeah, they didn't. Yeah, that's pretty good. I like one meal described by several contestants was cold oatmeal, a hard-boiled egg, and raw veggies. That sounds good to me.
That
Sounds good to me, man.
Well,
If
that's the worst part too. It sounds like you would get that and then maybe one small meal later.
You don't want to
if
be
at all.
pampered. If you got to lock in. You got to be focused. All right. I mean, when I went on Wheel of Fortune, they gave us donuts. That's too much. That sugar rush leads to a crash. Cold oatmeal, hard-boiled egg, raw veggies. That's
He's a sicko though. I think
Oh,
he
I
kind
know.
of gets off on it. Like that's his whole thing is keeping people.
on the edge of their seats.
Yeah, he wants
yeah.
to deprive them of the things they need. They
Creature
said
comforts.
meals throughout the games were small and sporadic. It was difficult to keep track of time without watches or phones, but contestants estimated they had been fed twice a day. They're losing track of how many times they ate in a day.
Yeah, and
They've been fed twice a day, once in early morning and again in the afternoon or evening.
Mr. Beef blamed the chaos partially on the crowd strike
I know.
mishap and the hot weather and the poor experience. But so they
This is basically the Fire Fest of
Yes,
reality shows.
Yeah. My favorite thing is how Mr. Beef presided over the whole thing, obviously, and contestants described how he came out. There was a shrine-like structure that Mr. Beef came out of and onto a platform above $5 million in cash. and they were all instructed to cheer for him.
It's really.
And there's like guards around all dressed in black and have balaclavas on.
This is from one of the contestants. We were all just looking up at the sky, screaming at him like he's God.
You know, I wonder if anybody's going to try to assassinate Mr. Beef.
I hope so.
Can you imagine?
Look, they're not the
John Lennon got shot by a fan. It's not just politicians who get assassinated.
And unfortunately, they took him out, but they cannot get our boy Trump. The second guy. Look, to quote Trump, when it comes to the assassins, they're not sending their best.
Yeah. You know, I just was reminded of what John Lennon's last words were.
Ow.
No, close. It was, "I've been shot."
Really?
Yeah.
That's
he got
pretty good.
shot in the neck and was just like, "Oh, I've been shot." And it's like, yeah, no shit, John. Sorry, everybody. That was a long time ago. Fuck. You know, I also had a...
You know what Marie Antoinette's last words were?
Let them have cake?
No, that
What?
was a lot before that.
What was it?
I think it was "Pardon me, sir, I didn't mean to do that," because she stepped on one of the executioner's feet.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I think you're right. Also, I have a prediction to make. Ringo is going to be the last Beatle to survive because it would just be the funniest outcome. That the least popular...
No, take Ringo. Leave us Paul.
Yeah, but that ain't the way God works. He works in mysterious ways, famously. And mysteriously, we'll all be like, why did he take Paul? Why did he do that? Wouldn't it be wild if they died both in a head-on collision?
That would be wild. I had to give you that one. That one would be wild.
Okay, so...
But look, it gets worse. One woman said that when she and a group of contestants who were menstruating during the event had asked the production staff about getting their underwear more quickly, she had been told that it was not a medical emergency, and she recalled that a nearby member of the production staff had laughed at the woman's pleading.
Well, wait, let's back up a second, because the contestants were instructed to bring clean underwear.
Right.
Which is like, why would you need to... But they had to they had to relinquish
5 days worth of undergarments,
Yeah.
which would be distributed to contestants once the games were underway. But several contestants said they had waited hours or even days
for
to
their
receive
clean
their
undies.
clean underwear.
Yeah. Oh man,
Well, they're not
I'd be
feeding you so much, so at least you're not going to shit yourself.
Yeah, at least you're not having a little. Although that hard-boiled egg would.
Oh, that oatmeal went right through me. Can
That
I get
would-
my fresh undies?
Man, I can't wait to tell my story in the after bonus. Oh, it's a doozy, gang. But yeah, so there were 6 people were hospitalized, and I took it upon myself to look it up. I thought, out of 2,000 people, 6 people getting hospitalized on a game show, that can't be that out of the ordinary, given all the various physical challenges in game shows over the years. It is very unusual,
Yeah.
incredibly unusual. In fact, there's like a fun article. There's random people on Price is Right and stuff who like hurt their ankles, twisting their ankles, like celebrating. There was one guy on Wipeout who died, but it had nothing to do. He just like had a brain aneurysm or something, and they brought him to the hospital, and he died there.
Nothing to do with Wipeout. Wipeout had nothing to do
Wipeout
with
had
it.
nothing to
ABC
do
is
with it.
completely cleared of any
Yeah.
wrongdoing.
Although I
That's
wonder,
like the people who say my mom died on 9/11,
yeah,
and
She
you
was one of
find
the
out like she had a
pilots.
heart attack or something. And it's like,
yeah,
and
that
she was
doesn't
in
count.
Brooklyn.
Yeah, no, that doesn't count. Although that would suck. That'd be like having your birthday.
Your mom
on,
did technically die on 9/11, but
Yeah.
she does not get to claim it.
It's like having your birthday on Christmas.
Yeah.
It just sucks. Like,
does suck.
oh, man, my mom's death is totally overshadowed by that tragedy. And my birthday, like, what if your birthday was just like a week off from Christmas? Do you get double presents? What's the cutoff for the double presents? Those poor kids. Don't fuck your wife and calculate it where you're gonna have your baby.
Just don't have sex in September.
don't have
no,
sex.
No.
Yeah, what?
March.
March.
Don't have sex in March.
Hey guys, we want to take another quick break to thank another sponsor of this episode, MUDWTR. I've got a very troubled relationship with caffeine. I used to have the coffee every morning, and I get that usual afternoon, brain fog, lag, whatever you want to call it.
Getting a little drowsy.
Getting a little drowsy,
Needing
needing
a
a
nap.
naparoonie,
But you're not a
naparino.
baby.
Not only that, but you get the caffeine jitters. And I was really struggling with that. And then I also, you're reading stuff online about mushrooms and cordyceps and stuff like that, and how that can be a brain enhancement thing. And then along comes MUDWTR.
And I'm someone, I literally can't even drink coffee because it makes me so anxious because of the caffeine.
Yeah, that's
So
right.
this is a godsend.
So we got this MUDWTR, right? It gives you that morning boost you need, but it's also packed with adaptogens and antioxidants and all those other fancy health words that make you feel superior to your coffee drinking friends. So we want you to give MUDWTR a shot, and you're going to save big because you're going to get 43% off your entire order. You're going to get free shipping and a free rechargeable frother. Head to MUDWTR, that's MUDWTR.com, and use the code BAZE at checkout for that. So every single ingredient in
let me tell people what's in this thing.
Yeah, why don't you do that? Knock them out.
It's your coffee alternative. What's it filled with? You're probably asking. Well, you got chai, cacao, lion's mane, chaga, reishi, cordyceps, turmeric, and cinnamon. All right. So if you need your energy fix, they got you covered with
They
this
sent
stuff.
us a little welcoming package, and I tried it, and it's delicious. If you like chai, it's got a really really flavorful chai profile to it. And
all the ingredients are 100% USDA certified, organic, non-GMO, gluten-free, vegan, and kosher. No sugar, no sweeteners added. And they all these ingredients serve a purpose, right? You get a clean, natural boost.
Yep. That's how I felt. You get, it's really easy to make. You just drop the powder into your favorite mug. You pour some water on it. You give it a mix. You can add honey. You can add creamer. You can add CBD. Also, they got caffeine-free blends available.
Yeah, because there is a little hint of caffeine from the cacao and chai.
Yeah.
To give you a little bit of a boost. But, the rest is lion's mane for focus, cordyceps to promote natural energy, both chaga and reishi to support a healthy immune system.
I'm going to have some as soon as we're done here. So head to MUDWTR.com and grab your starter kit. For a limited time, our listeners get up to 43% off your entire order, free shipping, and a free rechargeable frother when you use code BAZE. That's up to 43% off your order with code BAZE at MUDWTR.com. After your purchase, they ask you where you heard about them, so please support our show and tell them that we sent you. Stay energized and refreshed all summer long with MUDWTR, because life's too short for anything less than natural, delicious energy. Anyway, so Rolling Stone got a bunch of internal documents and NDAs and call sheets, because after Vegas, they moved on to Toronto. And apparently they learned, quote unquote, from all the mishaps and stuff. They got like a bunch of contestant feedback.
Not good, Jimmy.
Yeah, not good.
I went to the hospital. I shit myself, and you wouldn't give me my clean underwear for days.
Yeah, and
And
then
all I think was oatmeal.
Toronto got even worse. They had huge production snares. They were screwing up payments. They then offered people, I believe it was $1,000, and then people who got injured and stuff, they offered them $1,000 more on top of that.
Oh, yeah. One contestant said she had left the stadium bruised and bleeding after being injured and eliminated in the first round. She was handed $1,000 in a stack of dollar bills as a consolation prize, but said she had to hand the money back to producers after the cameras were off.
But that's standard. That's how it works.
Competitors were told they would receive their real payments later, she said, but as of publication time, she has not been paid yet.
It took me 6 months to the day when I won on Wheel of Fortune. They said, you will receive your payment within 180 days. And don't worry, it will get there. And truly, like on the last day, the check came.
Yeah, but you weren't bruised and bleeding.
I wasn't bruised and
Wheel of
bleeding, no.
Fortune.
God, I wish I had told Pat Sajak he had a huge head. I was so close to saying it. And I just thought, don't say it. They'll kick you off. They'll kick you off this show. Ryan Seacrest is now the new Wheel of Fortune.
That guy really stepped in shit, huh? How did it, just a whole career being a milquetoast?
He does these radio
Host.
commercials for Ralph's, and it's so funny. He sounds so disconnected. He's reading these brands, and you can just tell that he's like, "What the fuck are these brands?" He's like, "New sale at Ralph's. They've got Nabisco." He's just rattling off just like for $3.99, and it's like, buddy, you shouldn't be reading these ads. You are so far removed from our brands. These are our brands, sir, not yours. Doing Ford Focus. I love my new Ford Focus.
What do you think he drives?
What?
What do you think he drives?
I don't think he drives, but I bet it's a Bentley or a Rolls Royce or like a Ferrari.
I bet
or
he drives a
Lamborghini. So then the it got actually kind of deadly in Toronto. They had some
Kind of deadly.
Well, they had like massive rainstorms, and it started like flooding, and there was like electrical equipment underwater. They had guys like standing in water holding shit up so it wouldn't get wet. There was one crew guy there with over 10 years experience, and he didn't know who Mr. Beef was, and he was quoted as saying, "I'm wondering why this kind of content is so important for the culture."
It's a very good question.
It's a very good question. That this much labor and complicated matrix of things even has to exist in the first place.
It's because we have so many
perfect.
desperate people who are willing to do this. That's I mean, they said, while contestants were free to leave the competition at any time, many stayed despite the conditions, hoping to win the grand prize.
Yeah.
Those who made it past the first challenge were given lottery kits or toiletry kits and sleeping bags and slept on the stadium's turf floor.
Mm.
It's not no one's there because they're like, I just love Mr. Beast and I love competing.
Yeah.
They're like, I got sick and I lost my job and I'm in horrible medical debt.
You know what you
And
want
so now I
you know
have
what you ought to do, Mr. Beef? Do an academic decathlon, Billy Madison style.
Yeah.
And make it all for high schoolers or something, and the grand prize winner gets a fully paid scholarship, but then the big reveal is that everybody gets a scholarship. A
Yeah.
Mr. Beef scholarship. A Mr. Beef Lunchally.
Damn
We ought to come out with a competitor product, Beefily or
Beefily.
It's just beef. It's just
It's beef again.
it's breakfastly or
Breakfastly.
dinnerly.
Dinnerly.
Remember Taco Bell trying to do their and they just called it fourth meal?
Yeah.
They couldn't come up with anything else. Make up a word. Oh,
I feel like
fourth meal.
it perfectly captures their base.
Yeah.
You seem like a guy who would want
Fourth
a
meal.
fourth meal.
Yeah. Jesus God.
And you're not going to care if we come up with a name for it.
Yeah.
It'll just be the fourth one you have.
Well, so should we talk about Lunchally?
Yeah, so look, he's got
gotta-
to pivot, right? This is not good for Mr. Beef, huh? He's got to come up with something new. People are not happy about this.
People are coming for his lunch.
Oh wait, I did want to point out
Point it
I
out.
think it's the last line of the New York Times article. It's very funny. In screenshots from a group chat that provided to the Times, some of the remaining contestants appeared unbothered by the experience. They had signed a contract and they were willing to die for this.
Oh yeah. You got to be willing to die for your $5 million. I would die for it.
I mean, you got to put it all on the line.
You got to put it all on the line.
Yeah. I don't want to ever be trapped in Mr. Beast's.
It would not surprise
Hell
me
maze.
if one day they did do a kind of contest to see who could die and be resuscitated. Like how the Navy SEALs will like drown and then get revived. I think.
They do that?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Part of their training is like you have to experience drowning. I think. I don't know. I'm pretty sure. All right, let's talk
That seems really dangerous.
Yeah, it is pretty dangerous. But I have a sneeze coming up.
That's like sometimes at climbing gyms you have to get certified for belaying so they can make sure you know how to do it and everything like that. Bless you. Bless you. And they not only want to see you belay, but they also want to make sure you can
Belay someone else.
sport climb.
Yeah.
But when you get to the top, you have to take a planned fall.
Ooh.
You just have to let go.
Mm.
Which is falling is one thing when you're trying to climb and you just miss.
But when you just let go,
When you just have to let go, it fucking sucks.
you just got to tune into that song. So let go.
Yeah.
Who sings that?
Dido? No.
Yeah. Jumping.
I have no idea.
I don't know. Zach Braff would know.
Zach Braff would definitely know.
All right. So Lunchly is, first of all, did you ever eat Lunchables?
No.
Man, that shit rocked. And I only got it once in a blue moon because my dad was a cheap man.
Cheap. I
And
mean,
$4.99. Yeah, they were expensive for a single thing. And he was like, I'll only get them if they're on sale or if I have a coupon. And God bless him. If they ever did go on sale or he had a coupon, the man would buy like 20 or 30 of them.
They weren't good. They were basically cardboard round bread, if you can call it that.
Oh, baby.
And then you cover that with You squeeze out this clear tube of this nasty tomato paste.
Ooh, I'm like the Vince McMahon meme right
Yeah.
now. Keep going.
And then lastly, you get to top it off with some kind of cheese product that has the whatever legal threshold they have to hit of dairy, so you can still call it cheese.
I love a legal threshold. That's when
And then I think if you spring for it, you get maybe the nastiest pieces of pepperoni you've ever seen.
Oh
in your
yeah.
life.
Oh yeah. Now I'm fully like.
Yeah. Now,
Vince McMahon. Yeah. Oh,
Mom
man.
sprung for the pepperoni,
Dude, and there were 3 of them. That was the best part. You had 3 of those.
That was the
little
best
guys.
part. You get to eat 3 of those.
All the rich kids that I went to school with they got to eat one of those fuckers every single
That's
day.
how you knew a kid was
for
rich. Lunchables.
Lunchables, brand name stuff, fruit by the foot, fruit roll up, Gushers.
Because the other ones were just as gross. A Ritz cracker, but probably way worse than a Ritz cracker.
Yeah, the turkey and cheese ones are gross. Ham and cheese.
A ham, if you could even call it that, it was almost a white, translucent
Yeah.
piece of
It
cold
was
cut.
the butt of the pig, the butthole, processed.
I don't know what it was.
An amalgamation, if you will. Well, they've got a promo video here on TikTok, and
They're coming hard for your Lunchables.
oh god, it's just so pathetic.
Lunchables who?
Lunchly versus Lunchables.
With Lunchly, you get double the amount of liquid. Prime has no sugar added. More
They should have done it in black and
Double
white.
the amount of liquid is funny.
Yeah, double the amount
Kids
of
are like,
liquid.
we need more liquid.
We need more liquid.
More.
electrolytes and more B vitamins.
Crunch Bar. Feastables Crunch Bar. Our pizza uses real cheese. Theirs, as it says on their box, is mozzarella pasteurized prepared cheese product. They can't even call it real cheese. They're also 30 less calories, 3 less grams of fat, and 8 less grams of sugar. Turkey Stack 'em, 310 calories.
230 calories.
21 grams of sugar.
Only 7 grams of sugar.
If you look at this close up,
We gotta find a child. I'll just stop there.
Those look disgusting.
Yeah,
Both
You can't tell which one is the Lunchables one. I'm guessing the one with the better looking cheese
is the Lunchables.
is the Lunchables, or is the Lunchily. Although their meat is whiter.
Meat looks,
you can already tell which one has better.
No, you can't.
You
All right,
really
let's start off with
can't.
the
Oh yeah, no, that's the Lunchables.
Which
Oh
one?
no, it's gross, dude.
All right, now we're trying
Wait,
to
which one is the good one?
I don't know.
We're not biased at all, but ours is way better.
Fiesta Nachos. 22 grams of sugar.
10 grams of sugar.
7 grams of protein.
9 grams of
Okay.
protein.
Come in close and look at the queso cheese in Lunchly versus whatever that is.
That one looks better.
Yeah, it looks
I
better.
like my cheese drippy, bro. This is a Lunchly salsa right here. Look at the consistency, the texture. And this is Lunchables.
They both look bad.
They both look bad. I mean, it's Jesus Christ. And you look on their website, and at the very bottom, they've got this ooey gooey, like cummy, pathetic looking sauce, nacho cheese on there. Oh man,
Nothing like trying to beat a scandal by teaming up with Logan Paul and KSI.
and they're each one comes with a little pathetic little Feastables bar and of course a Prime energy drink that is caffeine free. At first I thought, geez, they're just gonna load these kids with those poor teachers are gonna have these.
This
kids
is what they
hopped
do
up
though.
on
They
Prime.
did the same thing with Prime, where they do these. They take whatever the stats are for the other drinks,
Yeah,
and they just kind of tweak them a little bit, and they're like, "Look at that! We've 10 grams less of sugar."
I think Prime is in a lawsuit right now. Actually,
Well, that's the best thing. So some older YouTuber, I'm not exactly sure who he
Dan
is,
TDM.
went viral asking.
Yeah, I got it right here. He said, where is it? I've got it right here. Did I say I've got it right here? He
What
said,
happened to YouTubers, man? I can't not say anything anymore. This is selling stuff for the sake of making money. Simple. How does this benefit their fans? This is selling crap to kids who don't know better than to trust the people who are selling it to them. Do better.
I can tell you that. How does this benefit their fans? It gives them a nutritious lunch that's fun to eat. It's fun to eat, and it's healthier too because it's got a little bit more protein, a little less sugar, and it's actual cheese and not cheese product.
Logan Paul clapped back.
Oh gosh!
And he retweeted it and said, "I'll tell you what happened to YouTubers. We spent our lives creating content and building our brands. Now we want to build businesses. You don't say anything when Lunchables faces bans for allegedly containing lead, but when we create a better version, you're upset? Then don't eat it." But the best part is, this has a community note on it.
Oh yeah.
Prime Hydration was... was filed against the app for including lead on 3 separate occasions, with the third being on March 24th of 2024. Commenting on Lunchables' lead findings while including a drink also known to have lead findings.
Listen,
It's
if lead
very hypocritical.
if-
I had to click on it. It's actually quite wild. So it's the I don't know exactly. It's
well,
some
they're an
kind of
LLC,
nonprofit.
so they're not their liability is limited.
They have all these notices against them. Prime Hydration LLC, Notice 1. On November 1st, 2023, Environmental Research Center filed a notice of violation of California Law Proposition 65 against Prime Hydration. These products under investigation are Prime Hydration Drink Strawberry Watermelon, lead. Prime Hydration Drink Metamoon, lead.
Ooh.
Prime Drink Ice Pop, lead. And
Yep.
it keeps going. Drink Blue Raspberry, lead mercury, lead and mercury. So
Yeah, this is letting me know that it's a quality drink.
I mean,
If it's good enough for pencils, gasoline, paint, and my parents' brains growing up, then it's good enough for me. And it's probably got minerals. But MrBeast also, first time he tweeted in, like, I don't know, since that controversy with his former partner, Lunchables sells hundreds of millions of units and countless people eat it. Our goal is to give people a better for you alternative to it. Our turkey meal, for example, is 80 less calories, 60% sugar. God, just shut.
this is such bullshit, though. If he really wanted
Obviously-
to provide kids with healthy food, he could.
He could turn it into a contest.
No, but this is not healthy food. They're playing with the stats a little bit and going, look at that. We have a little bit more protein. We took a little bit of sugar out.
I do have to hand it to him.
No,
I
you
mean,
don't.
they are business guys, and they are creating. Lunchables was just begging to be disrupted, and makes me want to start one too. We should start a nicotine. Put a little instead of a
Tobacco?
Mr. Feastables Crunchable snack candy chocolate. It can be. We can partner with Lucy and put a little a cherry flavored
We're getting kids hooked on breakfastly.
breakfastly, and it comes with a shot of espresso.
It's just-
it's just a shot of espresso, a chocolate croissant, and a nicotine pouch for afterward
We're making-
to get the bowels moving.
We're making them European.
Yeah, breakfastly, patent pending. Boy, oh boy, and then yeah, they had that fucking production Bible thing linked. I really do want to try one of these bad boys. It makes me want to go to the store and use
I mean,
their.
they should be hitting stores this week, and KSI regrets to inform you that they will not be in England yet, but they are coming, baby.
Oh boy, yeah.
So you
Well,
can
the
get-
English, they have an entirely different breakfast or lunch structure over there. It's all beans and toast and shit
It's all beans and toast.
and sausage.
You can get your lunchly beans.
Wow, they really do have. I'm gonna check my postal code. Let's see. That's Beverly Hills 90210. Wow, they've got it at nearby places. I'm
But
gonna
this
go.
this is their whole thing. I mean, MrBeast has been selling just the absolute worst food products to kids for however long. Everyone's got to go get one of his shitty smash burgers, and then when everyone tried talking about how awful they were, he tried to sue them.
Yeah, that's
To be
true.
like, oh, it's so fucked up they would use my name and make these awful smash burgers.
Yeah,
I mean, we tried some of his Feastables chocolate in one of the
Yeah.
bonus episodes.
it was fine. It
it
wasn't
was
good.
bad.
You know what was good though? Tony's Chocolate.
Tony's chocolate only.
God damn. Terrible name for a chocolate. Makes you feel like a loser eating. It's kind of like Lonely Planet. That whole brand, like why? I don't understand. Why are you calling it Lonely Planet?
We looked it up.
Is it because we're a single solitary planet? all
No,
alone in
the
the
Tony's chocolate only thing. That
Oh,
wasn't
yeah.
there a thing.
Because they're all alone in that they don't use slave labor.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah. Wow, man.
Well, makes you it's kind of nice that they're lonely.
Yeah, they are.
Actually, it's not. We wish they weren't so. We wish everyone wasn't using slave labor. Actually,
And it's also kind of annoying the way that those chocolate bars, they don't have them split up like a grid. It's very European style, Paris, if you will. It's just kind of a mishmash of lines. So you don't
is
quite.
that how they do it in Europe?
Well, yeah, the streets. Yeah. Like a grid versus just how Paris is set
Sure.
up. Yeah. All right. Should we switch gears? You want to pop the clutch there? I always feel like you're driving a school bus and you can't quite get it. I went to a wedding in like just north of Santa Barbara the other day
The other day,
or like last weekend.
Okay.
And there was a bus to take people from where you park to the venue, and I was so tempted I was the last one on the bus, and I almost pulled Chris Farley, like, all right, quiet on the bus. But I was just like, these people don't know me. And I don't know how well
He's learning. He's learning.
Well, see, I'm learning how well versed they are in Billy Madison.
Whose wedding was it?
My friend Rebecca and Devin.
Did you dance?
Yeah, I did. I actually helped do the chair thing. And oh man, dude, that is a workout. I thought I was gonna throw up.
Oh, see, you got in a bad position.
Also, her dress was right in my face, and it kept.
What you want to do is you want to come in late, and you're just like you're barely even grabbing it.
Yeah.
You're going,
If anything, you're actually kind of hurting.
Yeah, you're maybe dragging it down.
That's what kind of it felt like. It felt like me and the other guys were like going again. I'm like, God, come on, we got a working concert here. Great wedding though, beautiful. Although there was a bug that kept on doing that exactly, and I kept going like this, and I was like, oh great, the people behind me must think I'm psycho because I keep going like this.
Anyway,
congratulations to them. So
congratulations to the lovely couple.
All right, we got rate cuts here.
Look, we've never been so back.
We've never been so back before.
Not just 25 basis points.
50 basis
50
points.
basis points.
And for those of you who don't know what that means 0.5% because it's 0.5. 1 basis point is 1/100th of a percent. So we are at 50 basis points, 0.5%. J Powell, tiny butthole mouth man, came out. He did it. He did the soft landing. Nobody said that it could be done. People are talking about it. They said it couldn't be done, and Jerome Powell did it. He said, well,
he really did do it.
He really did do it.
I was a skeptic.
Yeah, I mean, so was I. First rate cut since March 2020, 50 basis points, bringing the Fed funds rate to 4.75 to 5%. Inflation is still at 2.5%, which is above their 2% target, but they said that they're confident that price growth is on a sustained downward path. And Powell said in August that upside risks to inflation have diminished, while downside risks to employment have increased. And yes, because higher borrowing costs equals decreased hiring, which is what we're starting to see. And remember, the Fed's dual mandate is to maximize employment and keep inflation low. So what does it mean for you? Well, not a whole lot. It means that your credit card payments, your auto loan payments and whatnot, it'll take a few months to hit, but it's going to go down by a few dollars. I mean,
if they keep cutting though, I mean, if you work at a tech company, it could mean a lot of things. You might get a corporate card again.
Ooh.
You might start getting cooler benefits.
Yeah.
All of a sudden tech companies were like, hey, money's not free anymore. We gotta pull back on all this stuff.
So yeah, the Fed funds rates, they're used by lenders to dictate how much to charge you and me. So yeah, it'll mean ever so slight little savings on loans and bills and stuff. But also, folks, if you're out there and you got a credit card balance, please do everything you can to pay it off as soon as you can. Because if you're paying interest, that's a sucker's game. I've had people DM me before and ask what they should do if they've got credit card debt, but they've got a wad of cash. And I'm like, hey, here's what I would do. Either pay it down or get another credit card that has a 0%
interest rate.
0% interest rate for balance transfers. And then you transfer the entire balance to that new credit card.
Which is usually for a set amount of time. So you'll have to pay it off before that starts.
The promotional period, whether it be 18 months or 24 months or whatever. You do have to pay a one-time fee of like 5% or a fixed amount on whatever the balance is, whichever is greater, I believe. I did it once. I'm still paying it off. I had to buy something big, and it was like, I don't know, $8,000. And I was like, I don't want to pay this off all at once. So what did I do? I got a Discover card that has a 0% balance transfer. Transferred the entire balance, and then I just put it on autopilot to pay off like $500 a month until it's over. That's what you do. And all right, speaking of the stock market, gotta shout out MOOMOO. You guys gotta download MOOMOO, check out the MOOMOO, get that speaking of sign up bonuses, you check the link in the description. You can get a nice little sign up bonus there. But it's got all kinds of great features that I've been using. And yeah, we got Palantir join the S&P 500. That was big news. You had Apple put out the new iPhone. You and Phil were gushing about it.
Well,
He's over here talking about the calculator. You guys go see the calculator. It's really cool.
This sucks.
It's really
No,
cool.
this sucks.
Look at this.
I
It
feel-
actually is really fucking cool.
No. Here's what I will say.
What will you say? That you part of the math, because it saves your old
No.
calculations. It saves your old calculations, and we got to see that Emil
No,
did a
no,
calculation of
no.
95 plus 2,
No,
and it said 97, and we were like,
this is not
what
what
are you doing?
happened. This is a.
No, that's exactly what happened.
It is. Also, I will shout out all the people who are Android users. I know that a lot of you guys have had these features forever, and that iPhone skates by on their monopoly on the market, and they
Yeah.
don't have to do all that stuff.
They got that
But you know
monocle.
what? It's nice for us to have it.
Yeah.
Did you know you can schedule a text now?
You can schedule a text? I actually didn't know that. That's part of the new iOS?
Yeah.
How come mine doesn't even urge me to...
I think they roll it out
Oh.
over time and prompt different people so it doesn't overwhelm. I don't know. I got it when it came out, and
So you can schedule a text message. And you can do
yes,
bold and
I
italics?
did add 2 to 97 on the calculator, but it's only because
He was playing a game.
I was playing a game and we were keeping score.
That's fair.
And so you can go back to the one and you can add some.
Why don't they have a tally mark feature on the calculator? Do they?
They probably do. I don't know. But the best thing is, and I found this out when I was on my vacation in Europe, I fucking love this. They just have this weird convert feature now.
Why is that weird?
I've never seen that, and it's great. We've traveled together.
Yeah.
Me, you, and Phil. When we were in Japan, we had to keep this stupid fucking note with simple conversions for
Yeah.
yen when we were in Japan.
I didn't need to
Now
because
the-
I just knew it was pretty much 10-1 on everything, I think. I'm kidding. Go on.
But now we do. You know what?
It's great. It's got temperature,
Distance.
What else? There's so many.
Oh yeah, weight. You
Currency,
can convert
weight.
anything you want.
Volume,
Liquids,
liquids.
volumes,
Yeah.
speed.
Speed. Yeah. A huge one. I got to drive on the other side of the road in Australia, by the way.
And you got excited about that.
It was very exciting. It's so jarring. I'm like on the other side of the car and on the other side of the road. By the way, they walk also on the
We
sidewalk.
walk here too. It's
No,
not
but they
fucking-
walk like if you're
We also walk.
no, but if you're walking past one another,
We walk past people.
but they
Outside.
do it on the other side. So
yeah,
like
remember when we were in Japan?
yeah, but they do it on the same. Isn't it the same side?
No, they drive on the other side.
They do also.
Yeah,
Wow, I
I
can't
remember specifically. I remember we were getting into a cab, and I went to go get in the front. And you were like, "No, I get to sit in the front. It's on the other side of the road." Okay, I truly don't care.
Also, one of the other features on the new thing is on the new iPhone, you can search for photos by describing them. So all my nudes, I'm gonna be like my hot nude ass.
Couldn't find anything.
Couldn't find anything.
I'm sorry. Try other search terms.
Other search terms. You can. I don't know how you would describe them. How it's gonna know that small banana-like.
But looks like one of those candy bananas because of how small it is.
I pranked a couple. Thank you. I pranked a couple. I went to dinner the other night with a couple friends, and I was showing them
What is this? The Ben bragging hour
that I went to dinner.
with friends?
I went to Ethiopian, and I showed them. They wanted to see some of my first class footage, and I showed them the footage of me naked in the bathroom, and I just flashed it to them. And my friend goes, "Ah, geez." My friend Shane, shout out Shane. He's probably listening right now.
No, we don't
on
do
his,
shout outs
on
on
his
this show.
run. But it was my penis on there, and
Not cool
I said I can't remember, but he thought that I had it tucked,
because it was so small.
and I was like, no, it's not. It wasn't tucked. And but so also the new AirPods can double as hearing aids, which is huge news for my uncle who's deaf. He's dude, hearing aids are prohibitively expensive.
Are they?
They're thousands of dollars, man. Yeah,
I had no idea.
I had no idea either. Thousands of dollars. So this is big news for the deaf, but they're not listening.
I mean, maybe with their new earpods there.
Yeah,
AirPods.
AirPods. Yeah, get it right. Also, Berkshire Hathaway. Huge shout out to Warren Buffett. They hit
Also, I do want to point out, I feel like most of the layout, most of the rollout of the new iPhone is a fucking big old dud. It's like,
oh yeah,
they basically made the same fucking phone.
Yeah, yeah. So Berkshire Hathaway hit $1 trillion market cap the other day for a brief moment in time, and I love this. There was an insider who sold half of his stake, half of his Berkshire Hathaway shares, which came out to a whopping 200 shares. He sold 200, which is, normally companies, you got millions and millions of shares, especially if you're an insider. This guy had 200
How much did he
that
make?
he sold. He sold them at an average price of $695,418 per share, and he made $139 million doing so.
That's a guy who doesn't have to compete on some Mr. Games bullshit show.
Yeah, Mr. Games, Mr. Beef Games. His name is Ajit Jain. He's an Indian guy. He's the insurance chief and top executive. And it's so funny to me that Warren Buffett's whole thing is like, oh, I like to buy stocks that are undervalued and cheap and so on. And yet Berkshire Hathaway's never done a split, and they're trading at $600,000-$700,000 a share.
Also, they have
that
the
ain't
most
cheap.
standard ass portfolio.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
like Coca-Cola,
Seas
Apple,
Candies. I mean, but they've been owning that shit for so long.
Right.
Yeah. But congratulations to Ajit. He also apparently, I learned, he was one of the big reasons why they got into insurance and in like 20 years ago. Wow, man, I could use a nap right about now. Talking about insurance.
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus Christ. And then also
I'm laying down and pulling a jeet over my body, going to sleep.
So we have a new second wealthiest person in the world. It's Larry Ellison, who's pretty much a living Dracula.
Dude,
He's 80 years old. He looks great. He looks 50. He's got the worst mustache in the world.
He's got that plastic surgery thing but it's
Yeah, he looks he
looks like I don't know, he's been preserved or
Yeah.
pickled or something. He's
preserved. His son is, of course, the head of Skydance.
This guy's a real
Productions.
freaker. He did this whole, what was it, an Oracle Q&A shareholder meeting or something.
It's pretty wild. So wait, real fast. He's worth $192 billion now because his company Oracle is just crushing it. But yeah, the Q&A.
And the way he talks about AI and stuff, the way all these guys talk about AI, and they're just like, oh, in the future AI will do all that, and it doesn't matter because it's just AI, and it was like the whole fucking thing. But did you see his thing about this, the way he dreams up the surveillance state we're gonna have with?
No.
Here,
All I saw here while you're pulling that.
Well, I put it in the thing. You can just click it.
Well, real fast. He was talking about how Oracle has plans to use 3, because these data centers are going to require so much damn power. They have plans to use 3 modular nuclear reactors, which is the smaller to scale nuclear reactors, to power the 1 gigawatt data center that they're currently designing. And he was saying that the cost of these data centers is around $100 billion. And he's just emphasizing that the barrier to entry is just prohibitively, impossibly large.
Yeah, they talk about how him and Elon go to dinner with Jensen, and they're
Good God.
they're begging him, please give us a
more
break.
compute
Give us a
power.
break on these.
Please give us more computing power, Jensen.
I can't
Huang.
wait till this whole fucking AI thing
It's not going to. So
just blows up.
you listen to these guys, especially. I mean, this is a guy who was one of the pioneers of building the entire internet, and he was saying that the AI model wars are not only, and I'm not talking about a Heidi Klum here. These kind of model wars.
No, we're talking about your AI girlfriend.
Yeah,
that
we're
AI
talking
model.
about those. Yeah, they're going to be fighting for your love and your coming.
Did you see the guy who posted that his AI girlfriend gave him honest feedback on the novel he's writing, and he was really upset?
No, that sounds devastating.
It's really brutal. She's
I don't get it.
She's upfront. Yeah, she
don't
says
get it.
there wasn't a satisfying payoff, and
Ooh.
a lot of these characters didn't make sense to me. And she says, I don't want this to affect our relationship, though. I still love you. And
Oh, babu. Well, he said that the model wars are not only going to be expensive, but pretty much endless. So get used to it, because the world will not be content with a small number of general purpose models and will only trigger demand for more specialized data centers and neural networks. So as we go on, as we barrel hopelessly, endlessly toward the future of the unknown, we're going to go from these big models like ChatGPT down to ever more specialized models, whether it be AI girlfriends critiquing your shitty book.
Yeah, and they better make it so she likes my novel.
Yeah, they. All right, what is this surveillance stream? Let's pull this up. Okay.
Play it from the
Oh, yes.
beginning.
Behavior, because the police will be on their best behavior, because we're constantly recording, watching and recording everything.
That's not true. They currently have fucking. Come on, dude.
The whole thing. It's just. I love when billionaires talk about this stuff because they're just.
They're gonna be
they
on
really
their-
show how out of touch they are with everything.
By the way, this guy bought like 8 homes in Malibu, just like a line of them, because he wanted that much privacy. Fuck yourself, Larry Ellison.
Citizens will be on their best behavior, because we're constantly recording and reporting everything that's going on, and it's unimpeachable. The cars have cameras on them. I think we have a squad car here someplace. But those kind of applications using AI, if we can use AI, and we're using AI to monitor the video. So if that altercation that occurred in Memphis, the chief of police would be immediately notified. It's not people that are looking at those cameras. It's
This is my favorite part too. He talks about how he's like, "We're going to notify the chief of police," and it's like, "Pal, I don't know if you know anything about cops, but they're really not policing themselves." So,
Yeah. Wait, is he talking about that explosion in Memphis? Because remember that explosion in like 2021 that just happened and nobody knows why? The guy blew himself up.
yeah. So
And
we should
did
just
a
have,
warning beforehand that was like, evacuate the area. Evacuate the area on Christmas Day in 2021. You don't remember that?
I remember it vaguely. It was
Yeah.
yeah.
It's crazy. And I actually saw this guy, Jason Pargan. He used to write for like Something Awful, I think. He had a great theory on why it got buried. It's because the guy had no distinguishable political belief system. So neither the left or the right could glom on and blame the other. So it was just like he was just a crazy guy who blew himself up. Plus, it was Christmas.
no, you can't do this. It would be like a shooting. That's going to be an event that's immediately, an alarm is going to go off. It's going to be, and we're going to have supervision. In other words, every police officer is going to be supervised at all times.
What's wild is I have this
What a
playing at
stupid motherfucker.
I have this playing at 1 1/4 speed.
Yeah. Also, you got to see this guy's fucking face.
Yeah. He looks like a clown. He looks like a clown.
I will say he
Took
looks
off all his
better.
makeup.
He looks not 80, but
Yeah.
also not young.
Yeah. A ghoul.
Yeah.
A ghoul. Is there more to this? Should I
Yeah,
play
finish
the
it
rest?
out. It's just a little bit.
And the supervision will, and if there's a problem, AI will report the problem and report it to the appropriate person, whether it's the sheriff or the chief or whomever.
Oh, that's going to be good.
Need to take control of the situation. We have, same thing. We have drones. If there's something going on in a shopping center, and I'll stop. A drone goes out there, get there way faster than a police car. There's no reason for, by the way, high-speed chases. You shouldn't have high-speed chases between cars. You just have a drone follow the car. I mean, it's very, very simple. And the new generation of autonomous drones.
Just every billionaire's vision for the future
We're
is
gonna
a
watch
fucking
you.
horror.
Yeah, we're gonna
a
watch
horror
you.
show.
So it's gonna be
Just-
great. We're gonna watch you all the time. It's gonna
Just
be
drones everywhere monitoring your
Yeah.
every move, so they can report it to the
so
chief
they can
of
report it
police.
back to the chief of police. The drone's going to tell on you. By the way, just a quick thing. Shark Ninja, you know, the damn vacuum / blender company, one of the best performing stocks of the last few years. $14 billion market cap. They're up 300% in the last couple of years. So huge shout out to them.
That's why I got
Congratulations to them. And we're almost out of time, but want to cover the new Instagram protections for minors. We finally got it, gang. We finally we rallied. We gathered signatures. We sent threatening DMs to Mark Zuckerberg himself. That was probably just me, but they've got
No, what really happened is they feel the pressure of.
Yeah.
There was a bunch of attorneys. I mean, like 41 attorneys general bringing suits against them, and then there's two separate cybersecurity or bills that went through the Senate.
or Williams if you're using a line. Two Williams. Yeah.
Oh, the Kids Online Safety Act and the Children and Teens Online Privacy Protection Act.
They should have made.
And they're like, you know what? If we don't start self-policing, we're going to get policed ourselves here. And so they decided to add a bunch of things to teen accounts. Any users under 18, new users and existing users. Anyone under 16 needs approval through the app's parental supervision tool to change their privacy settings. Otherwise, it'll be put private.
Yeah.
Parents will also be able to see whom their kids DM, but not the content of the messages and what topics they manually choose to see more of on their explore pages.
Which means being horny as a God, I cannot fathom.
Oh, just butt after butt after butt.
Being a teenage boy on Instagram. I mean, when I was coming up on the internet, not only were you contending with slow dial-up speeds, but you didn't even know where to find it. It was truly just digital, like Sears catalog type shit of just like, oh damn, look at that underwear, wow. Printing out photos and then jerking off and then feeling so guilty that you throw them away.
I'm just gonna let them run.
I mean, it would destroy my little absolutely jacked up horny 15 16-year-old brain if I had access to Instagram. Thank God. I'd be dead by now. I would just be absolutely dehydrated from
Anyway, my favorite is teen accounts will also feature sleep mode, which pauses notifications from 10 p.m. to 7 a.m.
Which doesn't seem that great. I thought it was going to be like you're locked out.
I know. They need to turn the app off.
Like, who cares about notifications?
Which I want that for adults.
Yeah.
I have notifications off already. Make me turn the thing off.
They should turn off the whole internet, honestly.
Turn the internet off for a day. See what
Make
we
it
all
like
do.
a store. Just office hours between 10 to 10. I don't know. Screw the economy. Who cares? And then lastly, we got crypto, a little bit of crypto news because it just happened yesterday as of us recording this 2 days ago for you guys. Donald Trump. Yes, Donald Trump. Did you hear this? He went to a New York City Bitcoin bar called PubKey and used Bitcoin to buy burgers at the bar. And that is, it's depending on who you ask, that's a pretty big deal because
depending on who you
like
ask.
if you ask my mom, she'd be like, okay, how? But if you ask like the guy who gave me a massage, he'd be like, this is huge news. It's the first time a sitting or former president has used the blockchain to purchase a burger with Bitcoin. And yeah, here he is. Here's a picture of him. There's a couple guys.
How did no one get him at PubKey? You're going to try to break onto his golf course and get him?
Are you talking about shooting him or
Yes.
stabbing him?
Go to PubKey.
Also, the Secret Service can't see
Look
knives.
there's all these people are around him. Not
Yeah.
one of these guys could have made a homemade gun, Shinzo Abe style.
Yeah,
Blew this guy's back out.
blast that thing. Or just hit him. If you hit him hard enough, he'd probably
I don't know. He's weirdly.
untouchable,
I mean,
resilient.
he seems to
Yeah.
be.
Yeah, you could just try to tackle him, like that one football player who got a heart attack just from getting hit in the chest at just the right time. Remember that?
Yeah.
That was
It was
dark.
also there's a lot of conservatives thinking that it's a good thing that he's got all the assassination attempts. It means that all the wrong people want him dead and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And I've seen people tweeting the assassination attempts are enough alone to vote for him, and people being like, they actually tried to assassinate Hitler 41 times. I don't know if you should.
Yeah. 41 times.
Something like that.
Wow. Oh, and I just have to bring this up before we wrap up. Because we talked about this once before. The 7-Eleven owner, Couch-Tard, the other kind of tard is they rejected. Oh, sorry, the 7-Eleven owner rejected
The Japanese.
the tard takeover offer. They said that the deal was pretty stupid, so they rejected it. 7-Eleven owner to reject Couch-Tard takeover offer. So, the full name is Alimentation Couch-Tard.
I'm almost positive it's not couch.
No, I'm pretty sure it's couch. It's Canadian. That's the thing.
Couche-tard.
Couche-tard,
Couche-tard.
which is
Couche-tard.
they're bringing it back over there. They're
If we
bringing it
got
back.
any-
They're bringing back the C word.
If- If we've got any French Canadians, let us know
How you
about
feel
Ben's
about
pronunciation.
couch tard?
Couche-tard.
Okay,
So let us know who's closer.
yeah, we got a major poop story coming up in the
In the
bonus. In the bonus, we got the houses in.
I can only imagine because I've told this before. Literally every time I go on a trip, I talk to Ben after, and he's like, "How was it? Did you get traveler's diarrhea?" And I go, "No, I've never heard of that."
Yeah, this wasn't traveler's diarrhea this time, so it's going to be thrilling. We're going to talk about Moo Dang, the hippo that I would kill with hammers if I had to.
Would you really?
No.
Apparently, they're
Not
not
at
being
all.
nice to Mudang, which I don't like.
Who's not being nice?
They're just getting too overwhelmed and they're throwing stuff at Mudang.
Oh,
We'll talk
man.
about it. It's bad.
That's going to be a dang from me. Anyway, good to be back, folks, and we'll see you.
Sorry this episode's late,
Yeah,
but
I'm not. Bye.
bye.